Hey Yankees fans, welcome to Yankees Rumors and News, your go-to spot for the latest buzz and updates about our team. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a scoop. The New York Yankees enter the 2026 offseason with a sense of urgency that is both familiar and unnerving. The 2025 season played out much like many of the Bronx Bombers' recent campaigns, delivering playoff contention but ultimately falling short of championship glory. Under the stewardship of general manager Brian Cashman, the Yankees won 94 games, securing a playoff berth, yet were eliminated in 4 games by their division rival, the Toronto Blue Jays. In the American League Division Series, despite the roster's overall talent, injuries exposed cracks in the foundation. Ace Jarrett Cole missed the entire season while recovering from Tommy John surgery, and shortstop Anthony Volpe spent significant time sidelined due to a shoulder injury that required off-season surgery. The combination of missed opportunities and lingering injuries emphasized that while the team was strong, it was not sufficient to contend at the highest level, highlighting the necessity for aggressive moves this winter. Despite the apparent urgency, the Yankees' off-season strategy so far has been more cautious than bold. Their primary acquisitions consist of re-signing 2025 contributors such as utility man Amed Rosario, left-handed swingman Ryan Yarbrough, and outfielder Trent Grisham on qualifying offers. Negotiations with Cody Bellinger remain at an impasse, further illustrating the team's hesitancy to make a transformative move. At the same time, the league landscape has shifted, with trades and free agent signings affecting potential acquisitions. Ryan Weathers' trade complicates any pursuit of Freddie Peralta, while Pierce Johnson has joined the Cincinnati Reds, and high-profile players like Alex Bregman and Bo Bichette are no longer available. These changes limit the Yankees' options, but also highlight the importance of strategic decision-making. One potential move that warrants attention is trading third baseman Ryan McMahon, a concept that initially made sense when the Yankees acquired him last summer. McMahon offered strong defensive capabilities, but struggled offensively, posting an 8.4 WRC+ over 54 games, ranking 17th among American League third basemen with at least 100 plate appearances. He hit for home runs and drove in 18 runs, yet his value was primarily defensive. Currently, projections indicate an infield alignment featuring McMahon alongside Jose Caballero, Jazz Chisholm Jr., and Ben Rice, which provides a functional right side but falls short of the elite left side strength. Historically associated with the Yankees, McMahon's contractual situation complicates matters, with 2 years remaining and $32 million still owed. However, if the Yankees absorb $10 million of that contract, it reduces his cost to $11 million annually, creating a more appealing option for a defensively strong third baseman. With some power potential, a proposed trade involves sending McMahon and $10 million to the Los Angeles Angels in exchange for right-handed reliever Ryan Zefirjan. The Angels face uncertainty in their infield for 2026 and beyond. Last season, Christian Moore contributed at second base, and the team acquired Vaughn Grissom from Boston during the offseason. However, Yoan Moncada and Luis Rengifo are likely departing in free agency, leaving the Angels with a pressing need at third base. Rumored interest in Nolan Arenado has vanished, with the 8-time All-Star now a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks. For the Yankees, acquiring Zefirjan represents an opportunity to add a high-upside arm to a bullpen that lost Devin Williams, Mark Leiter Jr., and Luke Weaver. Zefirjan, 27, had a 4.7 for ERA across 62 appearances in his first full major league season, allowing nearly 2 home runs per 9 innings and walking nearly 1 batter for every 2 strikeouts. Despite the rough numbers, his fastball averages 97.5 miles per hour, and his sweeper pitch is electric. He also underperformed expected metrics, with a weighted on-base average of .354 against an expected .299, suggesting untapped potential that the Yankees' history of developing tool-C relievers could unlock. Replacing McMahon presents a more complicated scenario. Options for third base replacements are limited in the current market, and the team's prior considerations, including Alex Bregman and Bo Bichette, are no longer realistic. Among potential candidates, Luis Arraez, Yoan Moncada, and Adam Frazier emerge as viable yet imperfect solutions. Arraez represents a stark shift in approach, providing contact-heavy offensive production without defensive prowess. Though he has not played third base since 2022 and possesses limited value at second base, His offensive consistency could offset McMahon's deficiencies. A projected lineup with Arias would feature Jazz Chisholm Jr. at third base, Aaron Judge in right field, Ben Rice at first base, Giancarlo Stanton as designated hitter, Trent Grisham in center, Jose Caballero at shortstop, Luis Arias at second base, Jasson Dominguez in left field, and Austin Wells catching. This move could also buy time for top infield prospect George Lombard Jr., a 20-year-old who played 108 games in Double-A last season, providing a developmental window while Volpe recovers from his shoulder injury. Yoan Moncada represents a higher risk, higher reward alternative. The Cuban switch hitter played 84 games in 2025, posting a .234 line with a .336 on-base percentage, a .448 slugging percentage, an .117 WRC+, alongside 12 home runs, despite a history of injuries. Moncada's offensive upside and pull-heavy approach make him an intriguing fit for Yankee Stadium. A lineup incorporating Moncada would see Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second base, Aaron Judge in right, Ben Rice at first, Giancarlo Stanton as designated hitter, Moncada at third, Trent Grisham in center, Jose Caballero at shortstop, Jasson Dominguez in left, and Austin Wells catching. This configuration leverages Volpe's expected return in May while providing versatility and injury insurance through Caballero, Chisholm, Rosario, and minor league signee Paul DeJong. Adam Frazier offers another pragmatic approach, providing veteran experience and positional versatility. Frazier posted a .283 batting average with a .30 on-base percentage and a .40 slugging percentage in 56 post-deadline games for the Kansas City Royals in 2025, adding for home runs, 23 runs batted in, and a .64, though not an elite player. Frazier brings defensive versatility, capable of covering second base, third base, and corner outfield positions. His PER rate of 19.8% complements the Yankees lineup and allows him to slot into the 6 or 7 hole effectively. A lineup with Frazier would feature Jazz Chisholm Jr. at third, Aaron Judge in right, Ben Rice at first, Giancarlo Stanton as designated hitter, Trent Grisham in center, Jose Caballero at shortstop, Austin Wells catching, Jasson Dominguez in left, and Frazier at second base. Once Volpe returns, Frazier can transition into a super utility role, providing depth and flexibility across multiple positions. While none of these potential acquisitions are headline-grabbing, each provides a cost-effective means to improve upon McMahon's contributions in 2025 by trading McMahon for Zefirjan and supplementing the infield with Arias, Moncada, or Frazier. The Yankees can enhance both their lineup and bullpen without incurring prohibitive financial commitments. The moves also demonstrate a calculated approach to balancing offensive production, defensive reliability, and long-term roster flexibility, positioning the team to maximize its chances of contending in the post-Cole era. With Aaron Judge continuing to perform at a Hall of Fame level and key prospects like Volpe and Lombard Jr. on the horizon, the Yankees front office must leverage every opportunity to maintain competitiveness and address lingering weaknesses. These strategic considerations underscore the complex calculus required for a franchise that is both historically dominant and acutely aware of the fleeting nature of sustained success, setting the stage for a pivotal offseason in New York. If you're enjoying the updates, drop a like and let us know in the comments your thoughts on this rumor. Breaking news in the baseball world is rattling through every corner of Major League Baseball. And if you thought the offseason couldn't get any wilder, you might want to sit down for this one. According to sources that are sending shockwaves through the industry, the New York Yankees have reportedly secured a verbal agreement with none other than Mike Trout. The superstar outfielder, whose name alone sends chills through rival front offices. Yes, you heard that right, Mike Trout, the man who has been the face of the Angels franchise for over a decade, is reportedly giving the Yankees the nod to make one of the most sensational moves in recent memory. This is the kind of rumor that makes you stop scrolling, leaning closer, and immediately start rethinking the balance of power in the league. Analysts, insiders, and even casual fans are trying to process what this could mean for the Yankees, the Angels, and the broader landscape of Major League Baseball, and the implications are enormous. The very idea of Trout in pinstripes, a team that has long chased championships with both ferocity and style, sets the imagination on fire. The potential chemistry, the marketing power, the competitive edge, everything about this scenario is electrifying. But here's where it gets Really insane. The package that the Yankees are reportedly putting together to land Trout has been described as nothing short of jaw-dropping. Sources say it's a blockbuster deal involving multiple top-tier prospects and established stars. Essentially a total reshaping of what the Yankees roster could look like. Imagine a deal where the Yankees part with some of the very young, high-ceiling talent that has been groomed to lead the next era of the franchise. Names that have been considered untouchable could reportedly be on the table, making this deal not just a headline, but a seismic shift in the way teams think about risk, reward, and future building. The rumor mill suggests that the Angels, while losing a generational talent, could emerge with a treasure trove of prospects and major league-ready players that could accelerate a rebuild or retool in ways no one saw coming. The strategic implications are massive, and executives in both leagues are likely recalibrating their off-season plans as this rumor spreads. One of the most fascinating aspects of this story is how it reflects the Yankees' continued ambition to redefine what it means to be a dominant franchise in modern baseball. For years, they have shown a willingness to make big, headline-grabbing moves, whether through free agency, trades, or shrewd signings. Landing Mike Trout, even hypothetically, would not just be another notch in their legacy. It would be a statement to every other team that New York is willing to rewrite the rules of engagement to secure a generational player. Fans, of course, are already dreaming about what this could look like on the field. Imagine the offensive firepower, the outfield dynamics, the mentoring presence for younger stars, and beyond the purely sporting implications, the marketing potential is astronomical. Trout is not just a player, he is a brand, an icon, a household name, whose presence could influence ticket sales, merchandise, media attention, and even global reach. The Yankees, who have historically thrived on creating media moments as much as on-field success, could see an unparalleled surge in both attention and expectation. Critics, naturally, are already circling with their usual cautionary takes. The risks, they argue, are monumental. Moving a core of prospects, even in pursuit of a once-in-a-generation talent, could jeopardize long-term sustainability. Injuries, age, and unforeseen factors always lurk in the background, especially with a player of Trout's caliber, whose health has been a concern in certain seasons. The Angels' side of the equation is equally compelling. Giving up Mike Trout is not something that can be measured merely in statistical value. The leadership, the experience, the star power he brings to a clubhouse is intangible but incredibly powerful. Yet, the rumor persists, and the more details leak, the more the baseball world seems to accept that this could be more than speculation. Every sports network, every social media thread, every corner of baseball Twitter is buzzing, dissecting what prospects could be involved, what trades would make sense, and what this means for division rivalries and playoff landscapes. Then there's the human element. Mike Trout himself. Reports indicate that the superstar outfielder has given a verbal yes to the Yankees, signaling his interest in a new chapter that, until now, seemed unimaginable. This is the kind of decision that shakes a career, but also the kind of opportunity that few athletes ever get, to join a franchise with historic weight, championship aspiration, and a spotlight that follows every move. Fans are speculating endlessly. How will he adjust to New York? Who will he mentor? What will this do for the Yankees' already formidable lineup? Even the stadium experience would change, with fans flocking in droves, new chants forming, and an electric atmosphere building around every at-bat. The cultural impact is almost as significant as the athletic implications. And for a franchise like the Yankees, culture and history are never secondary, of course. This rumor also has ripple effects across the league. Teams that had assumed the Angels would keep Trout, or that the Yankees might target other stars, are now scrambling. Front offices are reevaluating trade targets, salary flexibility, and long-term strategy. The ripple effect could alter negotiations for multiple players, with teams suddenly more cautious or more aggressive depending on how the Yankees maneuver unfolds. Speculation is running wild about potential domino trades, secondary deals that might spin out of this blockbuster, and how divisional balance could shift dramatically. Analysts are already creating scenarios that read like fantasy simulations, mapping out lineups, payroll structures, and playoff implications. The sheer scope of this rumored trade is the kind of storyline that could dominate sports coverage for months, creating anticipation, anxiety, and excitement in equal measure. In essence, what we are witnessing is not just a trade rumor. It is a seismic narrative shift in Major League Baseball. The Yankees' reported pursuit of Mike Trout, combined with a jaw-dropping trade package, signals a level of ambition and risk-taking that few franchises are capable of. Whether this ultimately materializes or remains in the realm of speculation, the story itself is transformative, altering how fans, players, and executives think about the game, strategy, and legacy. The league could look very different in the coming seasons if this deal comes to fruition. The Yankees would gain a player capable of redefining matchups and expectations, while the Angels would acquire the building blocks for a new era. Each side gambling with extraordinary stakes. The intrigue, the tension, and the drama are exactly what makes baseball such a beloved sport. And this rumor embodies all of it. In one electrifying package, the buzz isn't slowing down. Every report, every leak, every insider tidbit feeds into a growing narrative, the possibility of Mike Trout in New York, wearing the iconic pinstripes, changing not just the team, but potentially the entire league. Fans are already dreaming about the on-field magic, the media frenzy, and the cultural impact that would follow. And as the story develops, one thing is clear: Major League Baseball, as we know it, could be on the verge of one of the most audacious moves in its modern history. The conversation is no longer about if a trade is possible, it's about when it will happen, how it will unfold, and what it will mean for the sport for years to come. Whether history will remember it as a masterstroke by the Yankees, a courageous rebuild by the Angels, or simply an unforgettable rumor that captured the imagination of millions, remains to be seen. But right now, the excitement is palpable. The stakes are sky high, and the entire baseball world is holding its breath. Mike Trout, the New York Yankees, and a blockbuster trade that could reshape the league. This is the kind of story that doesn't just make headlines, it defines an era. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with every Yankees rumor and news. See you in the next video.